Welcome back to Bat Fridays here on One Comic Book a Day as we continue our way through Batman number 4. Public Enemy number 1 starts their prison sentence. Not a very accurate or engaging title, or such a mouthful. Actually, I don't think it's there. Starts prison sentence. It's a weird title. It even on its page, I can't even figure out that it was the actual title. It was just the headline. It didn't read like a title. This is a morality tale. Not a good morality tale by no means. In fact, I think it has a different lesson than it actually teaches us in this comic. So first off, we actually get a origin story of the mobster we'll be dealing with this week. It's not a very interesting mobster, but hey, it's a Batman story. It works better than, say, a Superman story. Though this feels like an early Superman story in a lot of ways. Jimmy McCoy, not to be confused with Jimmy McGill, Slippin' Jimmy. Father dies at a young age. He has to quit school and work. So does his mom, so they can make ends meet in, 1940s America. He ends up getting into crime to try to make more money to support his mother without her having to work. He gets into bootlegging. Yeah, this is a story that takes place during bootlegging. Like, yeah, that timeline works. It's like 40 at this moment. Maybe 1941. The math checks out. Jimmy ends up getting sentenced and sent to a juvenile hall, a reformation school, as they put it. This causes a heart attack in his mother and kills her. He actually blames society for this, or I guess the government, or everyone else. Remember, we live in a society. He then gets sentenced and thrown into jail again. After he gets out that time, he becomes a big racketeer. He is referred to as the king of racketeers, which I'm pretty sure there's a Superman story titled that. Did every city have a king of racketeers? Was anyone a principality? What about Duke of Racketeers? There can be a whole weird set of kingdoms. Yes, territory actually works with that. Yeah, sensible. But then, once again, he gets sent to jail, this time for at least a decade. When he gets out, there is another guy in control of all the racketeering business in Gotham, but he plans to take him down. This guy is worried about McGill being out, so he sends his guys to go kill him in a hit and run and drive by. They try to run him over, then shoot him. They fell and accidentally hit a little girl. If you're wondering where Batman is in all this, especially now because we've almost gone through half the comic and we haven't seen Batman, the guy who's on the title. Batman jumps out and tries to go after McGill. Doesn't check on the little girl. He gets shot in the arm. There's a lot of people being shot in like appendages that are not like fatal wounds. He gets away and meets up with his men and is going to go to war with the guy who's currently in control. This is where we find out he is superstitious and worried about his luck running out. This dude has been sent to prison thrice. One of those times for over a decade. How lucky can he be? Though we do know from Batman that criminals are a superstitious and cowardly lot. The two racketeering kings have a meeting at the Penguin Club. The Penguin does not exist yet, and the Iceberg Lounge will not exist for a couple of decades, even after the Penguin is introduced. So it is funny that there is a penguin club. Well, Finger has penguins on his mind, but we'll get the penguin later. It would have been a better story if it was him against the penguin, but we're not really into supervillains all that much on Batman yet. Supervillains and their big day is coming. Right now, some supervillains, lots of mobster stories. Big fight happens, both sides have to run away, and the cops are now after both racketeers. Why weren't they after them before? Actually, why was Batman letting this big racketeer exist? But just ignore that. There's now a storm raging, like big thunder and rain just pouring down, and McCoy has lost his lucky rabbit's foot. Another thing that's just being introduced out of nowhere. This whole luck thing didn't get introduced till halfway to 2/3 through the comic. Hadn't been important all the way up there, and we got an origin story for him. Why wasn't his luck brought up before? But while running up the stairs to get to his men and, Batman and Robin show up. Notice I haven't really talked about them all that much. It doesn't feel like they're in this comic all that much. Jimmy kills over and falls to his death. Well, actually, no, he was probably dead before he fell over. Rolling down the stairs in the rain didn't help. If you assumed he was going to get struck by lightning like I did, you're disappointed. He just kills over from something probably wrong with his heart. So at the end of the story, oddly, they don't bring up what happened to the other mobster anybody was looking for. I guess Batman stopped caring. So he tells us the morality. And this is why we got the whole origin story that basically crime doesn't pay and it leads to a life of fear that will end up bringing your ruin. Except Jimmy McCoy was never scared. Like, that's not why he died. If anything, he died due to the genetic heart failure that he inherited from his mother. If anything, the morality of the story is you should probably go talk to your doctor if your parents died of something that can be genetically passed on to make sure it doesn't get you in the end. That's what I take from this story, not the morality tale of choosing crime is just going to lead you to unhappiness that leads to your untimely death. And that is it from Batman number 4. Public Enemy number 1 starts prison sentence. Such a bad title. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Mondays and Thursdays I cover Superman in either Action Comics or Superman. And please join us next time. Same Bat Day, same comic book channel. Have a great day.